Right, what's going on, lads? Welcome to episode 4 of the Footium Strategy Show. With me, as always, the man that is Sean Newsham, aka Psufans2. What is going on, my friend?
Not too much. We got a big game today here with Kuthor. We play fourth place, which is Mo Straight Stanley, and if we win, we lock up the league, and if we lose, we play Fingfort next game, and we have a pretty good shot to not even promote. Because I will say my team is not fully rested for this game, but I saw some bullshit happening with enough time to at least semi-salvage my my guys for the stamina for this game. So the condition is at least not horrendous.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got a decent amount of 90 pluses there.
Sadly, I didn't get a train. I was hoping to have this locked up like 3 days ago, and I could have trained the shit out of the team, which I've been able to do with other teams. But that has not come to fruition here. So hopefully we can win today. If I win today, I'll lock up the league, because I don't think second place can catch me on goal differential. They need to outright finish ahead of me on points. So we're hoping to pull out a win here. So I think Mo Straight has a full team and like a normalized team. So
yeah,
but okay. looks like I started out strong. I've got a couple shots already here.
Nice. Did you start off balanced, or can we not give away those?
Started off balanced, but I think my team isn't going to be as good next game because I have some issues from a condition standpoint that I don't really think I can put out as strong as a team next game as I can today. Like, I'm going to kind of go for it today and try to get a win, and even if it sacrifices more tomorrow, because if I win today, tomorrow doesn't matter.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's got a decent amount of 90 pluses, everyone bar his midfielder.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I'm looking okay. I have a couple guys that, though, in the second half, they're gonna be a little tired, and I don't really have replacements for them that are good. So
yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah, you got a few 80s in there, actually, don't you?
Yeah, so they're gonna be in the low 70s, 60s after the first half. So it's not the exact position I would like to be in. I like to wrap stuff up with days to spare, and then not have to worry about it.
Right.
That's much more preferred. I see Bachman's here. Bachman, I saw you going at it with people in the Discord last night. I saw this. What's your thoughts on this, Harry? People are complaining about people match fixing, but I don't think people understand what match fixing is in Footium and what match fixing isn't in Footium.
Yeah, I mean, I probably don't even know myself. What were we saying? Both players agree to one loses the game and one gives it a clear win. What were we saying?
Well, that's more of what I actually think is match fixing. What I think we saw yesterday is this guy was complaining because the guy in first benched his whole team, but the game didn't matter for him, and the guy was probably training and stuff. To me, once you have clinched the league, or once you've sort of solidified your position, if you go to my other team, the stand and team, everything's decided. I am starting guys with 20 condition because I'm just trying to get them minutes, and I don't care if I win or lose the game. So I think that I think there needs to be an understanding of what match fixing is and what it isn't. And I think that there currently is not a divide, but I just think some people are oh, he's throwing this game to someone. In reality, it's no, I'm just trying to get my minutes, and this game doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I think there is a big difference to that, and I think you can mainly tell, right? If you've got a lead, and you're incentivized to train your good players if you've got a lead and you can't lose the league or whatever, right? Whatever position you're in. So who's to say that's match fixing? I don't know if I'm fully on board with that, to be honest. Yeah, okay, they're throwing the game, but they're not throwing it because they necessarily want to lose. They're throwing it because they want to train, right? There's a different, the underlying issue is not, they don't, I don't know. It's an awkward one. I get both sides.
Yeah, it's just something that I think that it's no different than the end of the Prem season or something when they're all right, we're going to bring the academy guys in for a game or something like that.
Right.
It's not tons different than that. It's more so it's we are not really playing for something, so we're trying to get this guy experience.
Mm-hmm. They can reference wallets. Acting in interest of other clubs is a big difference. Right. So you're
Correct.
You
like
are
me and you being in the
game.
same league and me throwing a game to you and benching all my guys when like the game matters per se, that's different than like I have 6 points on front and bottom of me and there's one game to play and I literally can't. Like if I win this game today against Mo Straight, I'm gonna train my guys as much as I can in the next 24 hours. Come on, let's get a goal here. We really would like to be up 1. Really would enjoy being up here. Fingfort's down though. Fingfort being down is actually big for me because if they're down, I can only fall to 2nd, which I do want to get promoted.
Nice.
But I would Clumble's playing a ghost, so they're going to build up some goal differential. So I could be in a little bit more of a precarious position than I would like to be, I guess.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I was telling you earlier, wasn't I, that I bottled my my league lead, which I had a point. It's literally we've been swapping places every couple of games. He drew 7-all yesterday, top of the league, 7-all with the guy who I drew to today, who's in 4th, which is just hilarious. So yeah, that was funny. I managed to win yesterday. I had a point lead. And then I blew it today. He won against Zombie, and I drew against, like I said, the team that he drew to. So
nice.
Yeah, he's above me by a point now. But 3rd, like I showed you, 3rd they can catch me, which is not ideal. But like, yeah, I obviously want to get promoted, but then I'm thinking like, there's gonna take. What's happened?
I conceded.
No.
Yeah, not great. Not
David
great.
Adams.
Not great.
No.
Not great.
Any tactics changes there or no?
Not yet. My team's definitely better than his too, which is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at that. We're only a goal difference apart, 29-28. Obviously, he's a point ahead, but
sure.
So what? If he doesn't win,
tiebreaker won't matter for you because if he draws, you'll end up on 2 ahead of you. But so you can't have the same point total.
Yeah. And the guy I play, like I told you, is like firmly, could end up finishing 11th actually, but not that it matters. But like, surely there's nothing on it for him to do anything tomorrow, is there really? Other than, like Backman said, right? If someone goes to Rock Albion and says, or Nundy Villa go, can you put out your best team against Ashhound? Then it's like, well, you scored.
I think we tied it up, Harry.
That was a quick tied
it up. Let's go. That's what we like to see.
Really quick
response. Quick rebound. That's good. That's good. We want to see a response there. We got a good quick response.
A response without a mentality change is always a plus.
Didn't change anything. I mean, I think I've had the leg up so far in the game. I have better possession. I have an extra 2 shots, I think, than them. So I think we've been the better team through 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. I do think I want to win, but I think that I don't think the draw matters to me unless Fingfort wins. If Fingfort loses, which they currently are, I don't think the point matters. Right. Because even if I'm 1 up on Clumble, it doesn't matter because I'm effectively 1 up anyways because of goal differential. I guess it could matter because Clumble could draw the last game. I got to see who Clumble plays to see how like realistic that is. Because obviously, like if they play a ghost, I don't have much conviction in that. They play Adder Park, who is 7th. I think I actually lost to them the other day. I either beat them or lost to them. One of the like middle teams I lost to the other day, 1-0, which was unfortunate. Otherwise, I would have this locked up. All right. Yeah, Adder Park, the team they play tomorrow, beat me 1-0 2 days ago.
That's crazy.
Which is unfortunate because if I didn't lose that game, I would have been training already.
I'm just looking now. Is it worth me doing a bit of training on some of the guys that like I know is not going to play tomorrow? I guess so, right?
Yeah, I would already be firing the guys up. I've literally added a tab in my spreadsheet with like who I wanted to get trainings in over the last couple days and like knowing how many spots I probably have to train because I probably can get 8-ish in a day if it's depending on who I train.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have lists for my 4 main teams of like who I want to train and then I'm breaking that up. But yeah, so like the games were If this game ends, I left my training open for this team. If my game ends and I lose, I'm just not really going to be able to train much. But if my team wins this, I'm going to immediately train as soon as this game is over as much as I can.
Like I'm in an awkward position now, right? Because, for example, like my rare player, Ron Moore, where's he? 2 here. He's got 2 training slots available, but he's on 67 condition. So by tomorrow, let's call it 80 max. Like, is he even going to be in contention to play for me tomorrow, do you think? Or do you think I need him?
If he's your best player by far, like, yeah, he probably will be in contention to play him. Like, I'd probably try to get him 45 minutes in that spot.
Yeah, well, Claudio Gonzalez is by far my best rated player, but he's at an 80 right now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for you because, like, I don't really think any of those guys are. I mean, if you don't think you're going to sub him in, you could train him, but like, he's one of your better players. Getting him like a half probably matters.
Yeah,
or at least it's probably in play, I would guess, which is obviously that restricts your training ability.
So as soon as the game's finished tomorrow, we can't train, right? Is that correct?
Training ends tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you won't be able to train any tomorrow. So realistically, you're kind of
screwed.
You're kind of screwed. Like, you're kind of restricted with what you're able to do right now, because that's the problem. If it comes down to the wire, it really restricts your training abilities.
Like, so, from my secondary team, it's already relegated, so I'm just training the shit out of them, basically.
100%. That's what, like, I have 3 of my 4 teams right now have been locked up for 2 or 3 days, even maybe even longer. And I've just trained the shit out of everyone on those teams because why not? Like, the one league I'm in 7th by like 7 points. So like, it's been like both sides.
Yeah.
Points. I wish. So I'm just sort of like getting some training in for all the boys and doing what I can. But yeah, that's a tough one. Like, if you don't think Moore is going to play, you train him. If you do think he's going to play, you can't. So it's
I guess the question is he valuable at 80? Yeah, I guess he is valuable at 80 condition, isn't he, off the bench?
What's your lineup look like for tomorrow?
Well, would you go with like the most condition to start, or would you like?
Depends the gap for me.
Like, for example, like my best goalie's 76 right now. My secondary keeper's 44.
Yeah, I'd play the best goalie. They don't burn it as much. Like, if I was setting the lineup, I would run that guy.
Left back, I would run
that guy.
Like, what would you do with my defense? Like, I have a 56 rated defender on an 80. Would you play him?
I would run the 56 and the 49, and I would have other guys on the bench. And
yeah, I got 2 like 42s, 45.
Yeah, I'd bring whoever the best like person is on the bench, and I would plan to bring him in. So CMs, I'd probably run the 51 for a half.
I've got a 50 and a 51, both on 74.
I'd probably play both and play them both for half, planning to sub like both of them out, or like you could sub them for each other too. Like, I would play the 57 guy probably. Right forward, I would probably try to get a half out of Moore, but I'd probably get a half out of Moore is what I would probably.
Okay.
Whether it's the first half or the second half, I would be open to it, and then I would have the other guy ready to come in. And then left forward's a little more tight. Like, left forward, I might take the condition guy.
The Vieira guy, yeah.
Like, if I was probably doing that, I'd probably take the condition guy, I think.
So I could do, I've done it a few times where I don't play my left forward and right forward and play like a 5-2-2-1.
If you have a different formation, I would definitely consider it, depending on what it would be, obviously. Because it just all depends on, like, sort of what fits best at that time.
Right, because like I really can't afford to lose this game, but then I really need to win it as well. So
it's one of those things, like, and that's the problem. Like, I've been in at the end of the season here. It's like you don't want to lose, but you want to maximize your training, because losing out on like a day, like each day of training is probably 6 to 8 trainings, right? So if you're losing out on a day of training, you're effectively losing out on like 6 to 8 training sessions. Now, obviously, your guys seem to, for the most part, like they were mostly pretty well trained. So it's not, you didn't have like loads and loads of training to do. This season for me, like this team is brutal. If I look at my Kuthwar team and I look at like the position I'm in from a training perspective, it's a nightmare. But if I look at like this other team, the Stand and team that we've talked about before, that's just sort of finished 7th and they just sucked ass all year. But what I was able to do, I probably got an extra 40 training sessions on that team compared to this team.
Wow, that's insane.
So like, if you look at the two teams, like if you can pull that, that's D5 League 10. So look at this team that I have, and then we'll look at that team and like look at what I've done training, because they were in a similar position at the start of the season. So click on available potential. This is all I have for this team from a training perspective. And I'm going to get another 6 in, right?
Right.
So I'm going to get another like 6 in over the course of the day. I have 2 guys in training right now. I'm going to be able to get a couple more in. Smith, I don't care about. So like I have nothing really to do here except for Julio Garcia. All right, now go to Kuthwar and like look at Kuthwar. And it's going to be, you're going to be like, holy shit, the amount of training comparison.
You just haven't trained at all.
I haven't been, I haven't been able to. And it's like a huge difference. Look,
wow, yeah, that's insane.
So like effectively what I probably, if I had to guess, I lost somewhere between 20 to 30 training spots here.
Yeah.
And like I want all these guys to have more potential reach. Like I want to have been able to have trained them. I was hoping I would have like locked stuff up a while ago. It just hasn't come to that ability yet. So like it sort of has put me in a bit of a tricky spot where I'm behind. I have, as you see, obviously, like this team, I was training it to some extent because I thought I was in a position where I would be okay. And it just sort of like the games where I was like a coin flip because I was sort of rotating a bit, I lost all of them, unfortunately, or I lost like most of them, which put me in a position where like now I'm fighting for the championship instead of like having it locked up while also being able to train. So I did get in some training on this team, just not near as much as I want. And I'm in a really flimsy position here. So,
you're running a bit of a risk. But my condolences to the Stanley faithful. What mentality? I had ultra defensive for the last 10 minutes.
Ooh, still couldn't pull it out.
Still couldn't fight off the 50 conditioned striker that scored against me.
Ah, you hate to see it.
Like, so frustrating because his condition of most of his guys weren't that was the lowest by a mile. They were all in their 60s by the end of the game. Mine were nowhere near that, really. Like,
oh man, I don't really even know what I can do
gutting, absolutely gutting.
I don't even know what I can do here from a standpoint. I can bring on Choi. I'm going to bring on Choi for Takai because he's my lowest guy, and that's at least a comparable switch. I'm going to actually bring on Bentancur. And I'm going to switch formations to a 4-3-3-H.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm going to bring on... Oh, man. No, actually, I'm probably not going to bring on Bentancur yet. He's not really any well rested. I really want to pull off one of the center backs, which I might do. The issue is I give up a lot of rating, obviously, if I do that for Suarez.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do... So I did make a change. I moved... I think I might have fucked that up, actually. No, okay, I'm good. So yeah, I'm bringing on Choi for Takai because he's a lot fresher and they're at least a similar rating that I'm okay doing that.
Yeah.
But I might take off Pull in a minute. Oh, it's right outside the box.
Oof.
Right outside the box.
That's insane.
That and obviously,
no.
I swear my guys never make penalties, by the way.
I missed a pen yesterday or the day before.
Brutal.
Yeah, horrible.
It's always brutal too, because you're just like
the worst.
It's terrible. I've missed like 3 straight penalties that I've seen. Like I don't see them all because I don't watch everything. But yeah, I've lost like 3 straight. Yeah, this isn't great. I feel like they have come and been the better team for a bit. Oh, I did fuck up my position. Oops.
So Nundy Villa actually beat me 3 games ago, Sean.
Yeah.
I was 3-1 down actually in the end, and I came back 3-2, but it wasn't enough. But and then luckily won yesterday, drew today. This draw here against 11th in the league was just very much not on the agenda.
Sure.
I only ended up scoring in the 88th minute as well, just to equalize. So it was nice, but no, did I miss a pen in this game?
I missed a pen. I
swear
I just missed so many pens. It's wild.
Yeah, I kind of hate the pens. I'd rather not have any, to be honest. Yeah, there we go.
Yo, you missed in the 93rd minute?
Yeah, penalty. There's a foul in the Ashant area.
Oh my God, that's brutal.
Oh no! Sorry, no. He missed a pen. Sorry. Yeah. That
And
was
you're
the goal
complaining.
he missed. Right. No, I'm complaining on other ones, but yeah, that one went for me. In fairness, yeah, that's
not enjoyable.
Have a look at this. I mean, yeah, okay, 40s. Yeah, it's not like a massive gap, but still, I should be beating players like that. Oh, yeah, come on.
Can we just get a goal? Let's get up 2-1.
Yeah, that would be nice. Fingfort is still losing, by the way, which is mad.
That is good. I'm happy about that. Clumble's trying to choke to a ghost. That would be appreciated. I don't think that's really possible though. I mean, it is, but like, let's be honest, we're not expecting that. All right, I'm gonna sub out my one center back when I can. I still haven't moved back to the proper position right now.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna sub out my one center back and get in a fresh guy. Left wing. I don't really have another alternative after that.
How's Bachmann doing this season? Have you kept up?
So actually, here's a funny Bachmann story. So Bachmann's talked up how he was going to have a championship season in D2 and he was going to go undefeated. And I drew against him with like my B team, like it was like a heavily rotated B team. Yeah. And I drew against Bachmann. He's like 19-0-1 with a draw against like my B team. It was even worse too because he literally scored in like the 89th minute. I pretty much led the game the entire way.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it like I was like, he was like telling me he was like STFU during the game. It was like very poor handling of the difficulties that were in front of him, you know. But he was able to pull through. Sadly.
Have you got any other, like, how is your D2 looking?
My D2 finished 6th, which is where I expected it to finish. And luckily, it was pretty wrapped up at a point where I was able to train pretty heavily. I would have liked one more day of training, but I at least got I had to hold off an extra day of training.
Yeah.
To get we got a shot here in a good spot.
Come on.
Their ball hasn't been outplayed in like 15 minutes. I haven't been able to make another shot. Rebound does usually go in. Yes. We did it.
We needed that.
The lead.
That's huge.
We got the lead. Ball has been outplayed in like 20 minutes. I haven't made a adjustment since I screwed up my formation at the 60th minute. Ball hasn't been outplayed.
That was a huge goal.
Yep. Now we got to hold on. I don't like going to defensive. I find whenever I go to defensive, my team just shits the bed. So I typically hate going to defensive. Like, hate it.
So defensive, yeah. I mean, you should, in theory, obviously let up less shots, right? But yeah. But then
every time I go defensive, my team just like takes their pants off and shits themselves.
Right, and just let in. Here we go. Yes.
Okay. Just get the ball up the field. Get the ball up.
Keep it up there.
But yeah, so Bachmann's going to win D2, which he was happy with. I don't know how he went in D1, but I know there's like a lot of match fixing related issues in D1.
Really?
Those ones are actually like match fixing related issues, though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So have you played? All right, we finally had the ball go out, so I'm fine. But I already had a change already made, so like I couldn't even get the next one in that I wanted. So now I'm gonna pick. I'm going to make 2 subs and I'm going to switch to a 4-4-3-3-H to at least get in a defensive mid. And I'm going to leave in my best center mid while I have time. I'm not going to go defensive. Like I said, I hate going defensive. They just
gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it just doesn't like it. All right, the ball did go out, but I didn't get the change in time, so it's still pending.
Yeah.
Hate that too. I wish you could do it more so like I would really like for the Ghost Blymo team to get a goal here against Clumble. That would be ideal. That would be fantastic. Because then I have a 2-goal swing that has to go against me. All right, we're in the 82nd. So have you taken a look into next season with your plans for next season?
Not really, mate. No, like I've kind of put it off a little bit, just not knowing if I'm gonna actually go up or not.
True.
To be honest, like it's kind of up in the air as we know. But no, I mean, I haven't really scouted out what the league ahead of me. So where am I now? I'm League 21. So that would be League 5.
Harry, you're coming to play with me, Harry.
Oh yeah, you said, didn't you? Was that League 5?
I'm 5'10". I don't know if that's
5'10".
Oh,
so I'd either go 5'10". Like, yeah, I guess I would go into 5'10".
So you'd come join my team that
stand down
failed miserably this season.
Like, okay, so let me have a look at this team. Like, how much different is my team compared to this, who did get relegated?
We just gave up a free kick in a good spot. All right, we dealt with it.
The team is not like incredibly different to mine, if I'm being honest, but it's not like much worse. So it's like
that team's winning.
That's the team that's getting relegated from your league, like one of them.
Gotcha. Okay, we got a shot here. Oh, did we score?
Did you?
I think we scored, Harry.
No way.
We put it away.
3-1. That's huge.
Put it away.
That's massive. Bachman said the defensive/attacking plus ultra have much validity in simply increasing, decreasing chances in match, but they also have probability to switch momentum to opposition.
I've noticed that. Bachman and I have talked about that. Like, if your team is like really flowing on whatever setup that is currently in, the change of that setup can really alter the results. So like if you are like just flowing on balance and then you switch to attacking, like your team just could stall out of it. Looking for Food asked, is going up to D7 too early to consider a feeder team below? I don't think so. The thing is, though, is like I think that if you're playing with any sort of like consistency and level, your players can be above D8 level. And if they can be above D8 level, like you could move up to D6, D7. And I think that it definitely can be beneficial to sort of move up a little bit before you make a feeder team. I only think making a feeder team makes more sense if like you really can't compete at that level. And when I say like really can't compete at that level, like we looked at my D2 team versus a D1 team. If you're like 20 points worse in every position, okay, so you're probably not going to be able to compete. But if you're in D8 and you have a normal D8 team and you go up to a D7 that is like a normalized D7 team or a normal D7, like where I think you can play at the D7 level and try to improve your squad. Because it might take like buying like 2 players that sort of push you over the edge. And then all of a sudden, like you're going to be fighting for a bit more ETH every season, and it can be valid. All your academy guys are going to be better, because the real key with the feeder below is like, and I typically think it's like 2 levels. Like my D2 academy mints play well in D4, D5. Right. So like I think it makes more sense when you have a 2-level gap sort of, and then it's like, okay, I can funnel those guys down to the 2 levels down, and all of a sudden they're a lot more interesting.
But that's going to become so say if I do get promoted to D5, those D5 mints, are they good enough for D5 straight away? Would you argue? No? Right. No, so they go down to D8.
I probably have a mint. So a D5 mint is around a 40. It's like a 40-ish bronze.
Okay.
It's not good enough. You probably need a D3 mint. D3 mint is probably like what you're looking at for a D5 player. So like my D3 mints are like mid to high 40s.
Got you.
Which I think is more along the level of like a low D5 player, more so a D6 player.
Because like if I want to compete in D5 next season, I mean, minting D5 academy mints isn't going to help me get there, is it really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Bachman said D8 seems like 2 levels below D7. Random players can place in D8, but the financials, I don't know. I tend to agree with that. I tend to think that like a lot of the levels are 2 levels upwards. Like D8 at the bottom, like there's going to be some people you're going to finish mid-table at worst, even with like a not great team if you're active enough. Get up to D7, like there's at least some validity to D7.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now, like, is it even worth me getting promoted?
Probably for you, it's okay because you have some high-level guys.
I have a couple, but like I can't compete with this, Sean. And this is 7th.
It shouldn't be 7th.
Fine, but
they just lose every game. they don't have good chem, Harry. They have like very poor chem.
This got relegated. This is in 9th in your league.
Yeah.
Like this is better than me right now. Okay, it doesn't have a rare, but like it has a lot of 50s.
Yeah, but like they have 450s. Well, you have a couple high 50s, low or 60s, 70s, and then once you get to the 50s, you have guys like that.
I have a couple of these, but I don't have many. Like I have 156. I don't have. Okay, yeah, I have 157 actually, but he's max. Like yeah, I guess it's not a million miles away, but still, this is getting relegated. So
go
it's
to
like
a mid-table team that isn't me. Go to like fifth that isn't me.
Yeah.
And like see like what fifth is.
Let's have a look.
Like your team's pretty comparable to that.
Kind of, but he has a lot more like these lower 50s, you know?
He does. Which like that helps. Well, if you look at those guys, like he has no available potential on like any of them.
Right.
So like those guys aren't really improving at all. Like they're pretty staying similar at that level.
Yeah.
I gotta get some training in here, Harry. Finally can do it. I gotta figure out who to train though. I think I want my center. Well, the key is like if I train the right guys, I might be able to get 3 in today.
And this guy's got like 34 players as well. Like it's a lot of players. Like I don't think unless I really improve the quality. But then if I improve the quality, I probably can't really afford to mint my D5 Academy mint. Really,
realistically, it's
like it's like which one do you do? Do you plan for the future and mint some D5 guys, or do you buy for the now and stay in D or try and stay in D5? Like that's what you got to wrestle with, haven't you?
And that's one of the main issues. Are we having the same issue? Did anyone else have issues yesterday with like putting in actions? I was fine all morning, and last night was a disaster. And right now I'm trying to put in a couple training sessions, and it's not letting me.
Yeah, that happened yesterday, I think, as well. I had trouble.
Oh, it was brutal. It shut off in the middle of the game, but I won it.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was in the middle of the game.
It was in the middle of this round. I think it was D5 games that I had issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is brutal. But then I won the game, and I was like, all right, no big deal. That was perfect. I was like, this is fine. Everything's going fine.
Yeah, I don't know what to do really, because like even the cash you win from second to third is not that different. Like it is, like I guess it's what's that, 9% more, but you're competing against Jesus like 3 times 4 times harder guys, right, in D5.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, Harry, I didn't get promoted, so I'll still be there next season.
It doesn't make me feel better unless you move all your players.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility, but unlikely. I would say my D5 getting like the dumpster fire treatment is unlikely.
Got you.
But you never know. It is not a non-zero, Harry.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm having issues again with submitting actions. I tried both wallets. I tried Rabby and MetaMask, and I was having issues with both.
Yeah, that's weird. So I've been demoted in my secondary team. I was just going to have a look at what you even win in, because I didn't play D8. I didn't play Division 8, my first league. I just played.
Here, look around too. Like, sorry, so 0.066 was second for D6. What's D5 payouts?
Oh, okay, yeah, good point.
Like what the equivalent is.
So D5.
So fourth-ish. So like, can you finish fourth in D5? I mean, fourth in D5 is less than second in D6, which, again, that goes to our normal conversation with like that's the issue.
I don't think so. No, I don't think I could get. I think I'd struggle to get top 7.
Well, yeah, and if you get 7th, like you get 0.02. That's like a third. Now this is balanced a little bit with the better academy mints.
Fair, but that takes outgo. That's an outgoing.
Correct.
You know, like that's my only issue.
No, but like I'm saying, like the academy mints in theory, like you can sell some of them for more at that level, like more of a profit than you can at the lower level. So like it does matter. It's just it's not at the level that like is worth going up. Which is that's where the issue is.
Like what? Yeah. like what will it take? So let's say I do get promoted tomorrow, I finish second, whatever.
Yeah.
Like what do you think to stay in the league? What do we think that outgoing actually looks like from a not even an academy perspective, just call it like, yeah, just, players who I need to, this is my other team. Yeah. Like what sort of level of player do I need to improve on and how many of them is the big issue?
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Because it definitely matters, like in going through that sort of idea. Again, though, that's what we've talked about with the problem. Like, if now, let's say that the difference was, let's say, 2nd to 6th. All right, you have a lot more thoughts. You're like, okay, that's pretty even.
Right.
Okay, like I'm cool going up, but like now you're like, oh, it's 2nd to 4th, and 4th isn't even as much as 2nd. It's like that's where it's a bit gross at for you. I agree. All right, so what would you need to do? Well, the nice thing is so I will say is you have a couple guys that are pretty damn strong, and you have a runway of a few seasons to sort of maximize them, which I think D5 could be like your maximized spot.
Got you.
So like you probably would need at least like 3 to 5 guys in the mid 50s to realistically compete.
So like, yeah, this little chunk here.
Yeah, you need guys around the LaRue Davis range.
Uh-huh.
Is realistically what you would need. Obviously, so the other caveat to this obviously is, I know you've sort of talked about it. Do you sell Gonzalez? Do you sell Ron Moore?
Yeah, those are the big decisions.
If you do both of those, then you can't really compete. So it's really like one of those things, like, do you go and sell them, or do you go and buy some players with them? Like, that's kind of what you'll have to decide, I guess, on that one.
Yeah, it's like, can I turn those 2 players into 10, 55 players, basically?
Probably not.
You don't think?
You can maybe turn each of them into like 1.5.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 2. The issue, Gonzalez is not going to get you that much. Like, he's just so old that like people aren't going to want him. Moore could, but the position for Moore is terrible.
Right.
It's so hard for Moore to ever get up to a high level because he's already 22. Like, it's I think the max I was thinking about this yesterday, so we can talk about it now because I think it's interesting. The max you realistically, I think, can get a player's potential open up. I think you can get like, let me think real quick, 360. I think you can get around 1,600 minutes a season. Like, I think that's kind of the max that you can get a player to open up potential. And if you do that, that gets you like 5 a season. But then you also have to train them from there, and that's a whole nother issue. So like, for you to get that guy with 27 potential remaining up there, like, you probably you're like 6 seasons away from unlocking all the potential, not training. If you're going to train them, you're probably more down to like 1,200 minutes, which, well, I guess he's a rare though, so like rares do get it a little bit quicker, so that's 320. So let's say you move him down to like 1,200 minutes.
Yeah,
in a season, because 1,200 minutes would be effectively like 14 games, like a full 90s, which is
doesn't
that much. That's why I think like 1,600 is like a max that you can get, and that's even pretty hard. It's just not super possible. So is this a comp at right forward? I can't see it that well.
No, I was just looking at just rares in general.
Yeah, like sort by right forward. Like right forward is going to be a less coveted position.
Yeah.
So like that is
17 though.
Yeah. So the issue is like that guy's got the same rating, but 5 extra years of utility. Like. So your card's probably like, I don't know, 0.1.
Two less rating, but yeah.
Yeah, so 0.1. Like maybe your guy's worth like 0.1. And if your guy's worth like, because this guy's like 8 better rating, same age range, and went for 0.17. So maybe your guy's 0.1, 0.12, somewhere there.
Okay. Like, yeah, I mean that seems fair. This guy, what about this guy? He's 70. I know his max is a lot, but
Yeah, again, similar guy because the max on all of them is at least equivalent. But like this guy has an extra 11 rating points is already on him that your guy doesn't have on him.
Got you.
Getting your guy, like your guy's going to be 10 points behind this dude for his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the same utility effectively.
Right.
So it makes it hard. So like I think you can maybe get like, yeah, maybe, I mean, keep going down. Maybe there's like maybe there is a comp that's like that
too
guy's
far off.
That's similar. That's getting close.
Yeah.
I still think this guy's probably a bit better, but that's pretty similar.
Well, I mean, he's older and and a little bit more rated.
That one's kind of offset. So like maybe you can get 0.13, 0.14.
That was 2 months ago, mine. So
well, and it's also like another thing too is like I have buys that I make and stuff where it's like if I have a need, I will overpay. If I don't have a need, I'm not going to overpay. But like it's also like one of those things like you have to hit someone at the right point where they need that exact player.
Exactly. Yeah, it needs to pop up right time.
Yeah. So you're like, yeah, let's see. I mean, I'm curious what your
the goal guy.
Because
what is he? 71 rated.
Change the age range to like that age range.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that just drills your age range. So let's see this guy.
My guy's better than that and younger.
Yes. Damn.
And I paid less than that.
Yes, there's not many sales in this range as you see, right?
No, not at all.
Like, so you kind of got to find the right person, which again, the issue is like, here's the issue, okay? That player that you have is probably, let me check where I think he would be like worthwhile at.
Right. I can train him to a 72 right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, which is like a bottom. That's probably a D3 guy.
Right.
D3, maybe lower D2 guy, high D4.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that type of guy getting someone to pay a lot for him, like it's hard also, like when you look at it, like can you go search and just search for DMs and like look at it? I know there's a DM out there that's Kevin Todd is his name. I literally have considered buying him and have interest in him. So yeah, look at DM, and he's not a gold yet. He's a silver. He's 17 years old.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I know all this? Oh, you'll appreciate this too, Harry. I walked out last night and the wife had on Mickey Mouse and the Roadster Racers. I literally looked at the screen, knew the exact episode that they were on. Like I saw maybe 1 second of it, and I'm like, this is the whole like setup of this episode.
That's hilarious. Did you say DM?
Yeah, DM. I think he's a DM. He might be a CM. His age range though, he's young. He's he's in the bottom age range. Scroll down though. He's probably here. He's just more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah.
So like, what is stopping? So your guy is obviously like way worse than this guy, right?
Right.
So he's 0.175. So automatically your dude is worth significantly less than this. So if we assume this guy hasn't sold this season, but let's say like if he was 0.15, like maybe I would buy him. So
but this guy's useless for D3.
What?
This guy's useless for D3 right now.
No, he's probably a low D3 guy. A low D3.
Right, but my guy's 10 ratings better, basically. So in the now, surely, I'm not saying he's a better buy. I'm just saying like he has more ratings for you to win right now, if that's the goal. Correct. And I'm not saying that's everyone's goal, but you know.
Your guy is a low D2, high D3. Your guy is a low D2, D3, high D4 player. This guy right now is a low D3, D4 player.
Right.
So, but the issue is I get an extra 10 seasons of this guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, like, the issue is, like, let's say this guy is let's call 0.13 just because it's going to be easy on the math. And this guy is 10 seasons or has 13 seasons. So each season is worth 0.01 in value. Let's say your guy is worth 0.015 in value because he's more valuable, but you're just not going to get as many seasons, and you get 5 more seasons out of him. So like your guy's probably worth like 0.075 would be, but again, like I personally, and this includes myself, I don't know that many people that like go to the market and look for that guy.
Got you.
Whereas like people go to the market and find this guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I completely get it for sure. Yeah, it's definitely like an acquired buy, isn't it? Like it's like a weird one where
like,
not many people.
Your guy kind of makes sense for me, and like I actually maybe have interest in buying him. So like maybe we'll come up with some deal where I get him and you get some of my guys. But like, so if I look at it, I can literally tell you right now. So this is how my situation is at DMCM situation. I have a 70 DM, a 68 DM. They're both maxed out, and then a 66. And then I have 2 rares that are in the low 60s that I need to train. They were on that Kuthwar team that didn't get trained. Or no, they're on Neuro that I was able to train, but not till a little bit late. And then at CMs, I have a 79, a 72, and then that's sort of where it ends. But I have like 4 to 6 dudes who are going to branch up into that range in future seasons. But the issue is that they're not there now.
They're not there.
So I could use
pay for that, don't you?
Your guy works as like, so maybe that's a move we can make in the off season, Harry, where I'll give you a little bit of youth and you give me that guy.
I mean, yeah, that could definitely work. Depending on where I finish tomorrow, I'm definitely up for moving things around. I think and spreading his seeds.
Yeah, because like I mean, just as like a random comment, but like I'll give maybe I end up giving you tomorrow like a younger forward that's worth like similar value as him, but my forward is 21 years old or 20 years old, and you get an extra 7 seasons. Like maybe that ends up being valuable and interesting to you.
For sure. Yeah, no, it all depends on what formation I go in with as well. Because the only reason I play the formation I do now is because of that Ron Moore, the rare. So if I end up getting rid of him for whatever reason and branching out into a different formation, then everything might change. That's another thing that I need to contend with. But then like Lacroix's an attacking mid, so I'm going to need to really play something with an attacking mid realistically, because I've only got another season of him. He dies after that. So everything else is pretty standard. Set of mids and whatever, centre backs and
I mean, you got some older guys, so like you definitely could use some youth coming in.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of your better players are older, and that's another problem, right? Is like because you got this team after like last season or 2 seasons ago, and you bought some older dudes. The issue is like once your older dudes are leaving, you lose a lot of your like D6 level players, and more so have to have the younger guys come in.
So like I have bought a decent amount of younger guys that have been just rinsing training recently, like from academies and whatever. Like, so this 45 rated centre back, he's not that young, but like he's better rated than my worst centre backs on my best team. So like he's overtaken them, right? So there's certain things I can do there with switching things around. I've got a couple of centre forwards in this setup where I don't have any centre forwards in my. Sorry, I have one, but I don't play an actual centre forward. This guy dies. What's this? 19-year-old, 41 rated left winger.
Like even like all these guys, right? Like you're showing all these guys, like none of these guys get to that like high 50s realistically that you're talking about. So like you definitely are going to either have to inject or like go back down in levels with that other.
Right. Yeah, that guy gets to 53. Yeah, nothing here. This goalie, 53 rated keeper. Like those are the type of like players that I'm literally just farming them and gonna sell them because I have a 57 rated 22-year-old, right? So it's like I don't really like. I've got 3 keepers at this level where one of them's maxed out. He didn't really matter, but like these 2, 18, 19, obviously pretty low rated right now. But the fact that they can obviously grow and become half decent, maybe sells. Like it's tough, isn't it? It's really tough to like do everything. Like how do you do everything? How do you go up, keep all your improve on your squad, but then buy academy mints and then move them down? Like there's a lot that goes into it. Like there really is.
Yeah, there's a lot of like sort of thoughts of like you said, like you eventually, are you just gonna always be a feeder up into higher levels? Like, are you gonna have a D6 team and turn D6 mints into D5 players and sell them up to D5 and then stay there? Because eventually at some point you're gonna go up and then you're up in D5 and it's like, all right, now am I gonna be a D4 feeder type of player?
Right.
And it's a tricky sort of path to navigate. And the issue is like I think you really got to make decisions. Your team's a little bit different because you came in at like season 5, season 6, and you got players that are old.
Right.
Like those really because they gave you a team that was like kind of older dudes. So like you get into windows where it's like, all right, this guy at 27, like he's in a weird window for you where like no one's in that range that is like 27. Like if you look at this team, like everyone's like 22 or lower or 30 or higher.
Yeah.
And so he's in a weird window where like he doesn't really match well with a lot of your other guys. So it's one of those things you sort of have to, I think you have to like match up windows well. And then like when those windows are matched up well, it's like you're in the right divisions when they're set up for success.
When they're all like, when they've all sort of matured at the right sort of age and time. And
that's why like I'm trying to, with my teams right now, I'm trying to sort of like have my team set up where like I eventually, like again, I think it's a whole long process. And I'm getting to the point now where I have a big base built where like they're all like 24 or younger. And then as I go, like they're going to sort of start aging out, or like maybe I'll move some older guys for some younger guys, stuff like that. Like I think there's definite possibilities. But like, maybe like, I mean, I definitely think we could have some trades after this season because I think I have guys that don't really help me that would benefit you. And that DM probably doesn't really help you much. We're like getting rid of him and getting in some like 3 dudes that are in the 50s is probably better for you than having him.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I need to spread. I just basically need more silvers effectively, you know?
Yeah.
More silvers, less gold. And but then it would have been nice to, well, I might still win the league. If I win the league, then it's a different story. But because that gives you 0.1 then, you know, that's a decent chunk to go into next season with. How much are the academy mints in D5, Sean?
I don't think
they're not much more, are they? They're like 0.015 or something. I'm sure.
Yeah, 1 second, I'll tell you. I still have some 0.015.
Yeah, so they don't really increase a ton, do they? From
so D5 to D4 it goes to 0.0265.
Oh wow, okay, so that doubles almost.
D3 is 0.0441.
Yeah.
D2 is 0.0784, and then D1 is like just over 0.1.
Got you.
So the real jump is from D3 to D2.
Yeah, because it goes from like 0.25 to 0.4 something. Yeah.
I think the D3 gap to D2 is actually bigger than the D2 to D1 gap. Let me check D1.
Wow. I think I bought I must have bought a D3 mint off Backman. What was your Vieira that you gave me? That was 5, maybe. He was like 40 rated, 39 rated, maybe.
Probably 4 or 5. He might not have been 5. He might have been 4, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what D1 mint is. I can't see the price, but I think D1 is like 0.01. I think the gap between D3 and D2 is bigger than D2 and D1. Bachman, you know what a D1 mint price is? What's the gap between D2 and D1?
The other thing is, I mean, you've got to get lucky, but I could get a rare in one of my mints.
Totally. But the issue, I guess, with rares for lower level people, lower level teams, is like, what the hell do you do with them?
Right, yeah, I can't do anything with them in D8. I'd obviously just move it to D5, which again still is maybe an undersell, isn't it?
Yeah. So all right. So yeah, Bachman said it's 0.1029. Why is the gap bigger between D2 and D1? That doesn't make much sense to me. Like that gap, like I feel like D2 mint should be like 0.065, and then D1 is 0.109 or 0.012. Like that would make more sense. Anyways, but yeah, like you get a rare in like D6. Like what the hell are you supposed to do with it? Like you have to sell it. There's no point to even have it.
No.
Unless you plan to move up. But even then, like I don't. You need so many guys. Like you can't just have one random rare in your D6 team.
No,
and no support around it.
Yeah, which is what I fell into last season. Season before that, obviously. Yeah, season 6. I was in Division 7.
Yeah,
moved up. Yeah, I'll see what happens tomorrow, and then it could be a case of somehow maybe if someone wants to take the right forward rare off me for pennies, not pennies on the dollar, but definitely cheaper than there's just not many people that's going to be interested in right forwards, which I get. But yeah, I'll have to weigh it all up because I do want to, like, if I do get promoted, I do want to stay there. Like, I don't want to just auto relegate my D5,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you kind of have too many teams just auto relegate your D5 also.
Yeah, because like I'll be in D8 with my other team, and like that's not much for winning that anyway. So it's like,
correct.
That's the issue. Like, say if I was staying in D7 with my second team, I wouldn't feel as bad auto relegate in my D5 because I could just move a lot down to D7 and go win D7. Not that it's like a crazy amount of money, but
yeah,
it's better than D8. Like. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what to think about.
Yep, it's definitely something you'll have to consider. I mean, it's for sure something to process. But
is anything going to change in season 8 as far as the game?
I don't
or do we
know
not
yet.
know?
We actually, Bachman and I were talking about. I think that they have a bigger update coming soon.
Okay.
So whether or not that's now or later, I'm not sure. But I could see the gap being a little bit longer in the next season.
From like 8 to 9, or
yeah, I think from 7 8. I think we could see like 2 weeks maybe in this window instead of 1.
That'd be nice. I think a week is like quite short. Like to get your house in order. I think it is quite short in that sense. So I wouldn't mind 2 weeks honestly to get myself ready.
Yeah, personally. I would like. So to me, the perfect time frame is 1 month, is 1 season. Right. But I also do appreciate that, like, at some point you probably have to have a little bit longer of a gap to do some more heavy updates. Yeah. And whenever that is. Now, that said, I saw some people in Discord talking about it. I kind of agree with them. Mm-hmm. I think that this is probably not the time to do that because you're kind of going into the summer when like people will have more time on their hands and like probably, well, I don't know, maybe it's the opposite. Like maybe people are more inside and like have time on their hands during the fall. Like, I don't know. Yeah, but true. The whole season's ending in like real life soccer. So like maybe this is not a time to like just have a full break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. But I don't know, 2 weeks is enough, I think, to where it's not too short, but it's not too long to where you're just, waiting to to get into the new season.
For sure.
A week to get yourself ready, I think, is quite a lot because, like like we've just spoken about there for an hour, like there's a lot to ponder and stuff. And
oh yeah,
a week.
I know it takes me probably 2 days to fully. It takes me like a day to figure out what I want to do, and then it takes me another day to figure out like how to actually go about that. Mm-hmm. I think both of those are like interesting.
Yeah, I was just thinking then what time are the D5 games, but they're obviously at 12, aren't they? So
D5 is noon, D6 or D4 is at 1 p.m. Eastern, D3 is at 2, D2 is at 3. I don't know when D1 is. I think D1's at 4, but I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Those are all Eastern time, so like.
So when is your run to D1 happening? How many seasons from now would you guesstimate?
So let's see. It depends who's coming down into my D2 and who's coming up into my D2.
Yeah.
But I think I'm 2 seasons away. I got some good training in this season. Like, if you go look at my wing sail team that's in D2 right now, my guys are a lot better than they were earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting to max on some of the key dudes. So I needed 1 more day of training. If I got 1 more day, it would have been great. But as you see here, like at the beginning of this season, Leonard Johnson was a 76.
Wow, really?
Click on history. I think I got him up at least 3 or 4 spots this year. So 3. So I trained him 3 times with a 4th pending. Like I'll probably train him. So I got 4 trainings in on him this year. Now I don't have to do it anymore, which is pretty big. Gonzalez, I think he started the season. If you click on him, I think he started at 76. I was able to train him 4 times, I think. 5 times. So these dudes are getting a lot more comparable with the talent there. But so like again, if you look though, there's only a couple that really fall into that. I think when I get the like Mayer, Marino, Nieto range, once these guys are in the high 70s, that's when I think I can maybe push to D1.
That makes sense. So, yeah, seasonal too.
Yeah, so I think probably next season won't be that time, and then I think after that I can start pushing for D2 wins. But the issue is, again, is like you go look at the team that's in 3rd in D2, and it's like my team can't be there unless I buy some legendaries, which it could at least be in discussion at that point to buy some legendaries.
Yeah, to carry you into
to give me a chance. Yeah, so like go look at Kinfield and like we'll see what they have. And like maybe mine more comparable than I think. I haven't looked. I don't look at the end of the season. I look at the beginning and then I don't really look until it's over. But like, yeah, I can compete with that probably in 2 seasons.
Yeah, you're not a million miles away from that.
No. But at the beginning of the season, right? Like at the beginning of the season, I was a million miles away from this. So I think probably what we're looking at is next season is going to be a like get that like next level trained up well. And then the season after that is maybe when I can make a push into D1 or like at least potentially push into D1 where I can at least compete at the high parts of D2.
Yeah. You said you're finishing in D7th, right?
Finishing in 6th. And I have probably 2 of the main guys that I would consider like main players are getting close to maxed out. The other guys have like 6 to 8 potential left that needs unlocked.
Okay, so it's crazy just to see teams with like 6 points and stuff.
Oh, those bottom 3 are all ghosts. Midgeville is a ghost, but like it's not a. It's like click on Midgeville. Midgeville is like a D6 team or a D5 team, and then Torth and Braunburg are probably like D3, D4 teams. I would say probably D3 for Braunburg, D4 for Thorth or something like that. Vernon's usually here. I don't see him in chat today, but I assume Vernon has another team as well. I'm not positive on that though.
Yeah, this is like worse than mine.
And that's not getting relegated out of D2, Harry. They're just not getting any. Oh, it is getting relegated, but they're not getting anything.
Oh, just like, about though.
Yeah, click on Torth. I think they're probably like comparable-ish to you.
It's like, how does that happen? Like,
it's not comparable, but like it's like clearly low levels below what even my team was.
Right.
Now that said, I don't know what they have. I don't know if they have other teams. I'm not really sure exactly like what they have going on outside of this, but I do know that obviously my team is
way better.
Finishing 8th sucks. Like if you finish 8th, that's horrendous because you're getting nothing in and you're staying in that league.
Right. So you're not improving.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get the mints from that league, from above league, but like you would be so much better suited in a lower league.
Oh, for sure.
Than finishing 8th. Like Braunburg got 7th, and like his team's not great. His team is not much.
Yeah, well.
But so like the difference is that's probably pretty similar to like a D3 or D4 team, and he was able to get some ETH out of D2. So like that's not terrible. And maybe he has a better D3 team or a different D2 team, or he has another option. I'm not familiar what else he has.
Yeah, you just got to get lucky, haven't you? Like the right league, the right season.
Well, Kinfield, I can compete with Kinfield, Crow, Mington. I can't really compete with Tam or Ruston. Those 2 teams are like well above mine, and that's kind of where the issue is. So like, who's gonna? Because like,
come down. Oh my god,
I can't compete with that.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna have like if I bring in a couple legendaries, like yeah, I can compete with that in like 5 years. 5 seasons. Like I can, but I'm not there right now.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, like I mean, he's got 56
players.
56 players. He can run whatever formations he wants. He can train at will. He can do whatever he wants. I can't compete with that.
That is insane.
Like you got a team like this, like I can't really compete with that. But now these 2 teams are going up. So like go to D1 and who's coming down. Let's go see who's coming down in D1.
Yeah.
But the issue is Bachman's going to have Rustin Tway in D1 next season, and he's going to auto relegate. Well, then that team's right back up my butt again in 2 seasons. So.
Right.
So Bills those 3 teams are ghost, and Finsum I think is Bachman, but maybe I'm wrong on that. So like click on Spallet City because they stayed up, but like they might suck. Yeah. They might have like a sucky team. That's 8th. That's
getting nothing.
Getting nothing. That's 8th. That wins D2.
Yeah.
So like why like you don't want to be an 8th again? Like we talk about, like, you don't want to be an 8th. So like going out and just auto relegating your ass is better than that. Like, I don't want that.
Well, I guess the only difference is the academy mints, isn't it? That's the only thing.
Yeah, right? But like you're not making up an ETH. Like that team is like a top team in D. So like anyway, so Finsum, Furt Wintnor, I think is Bachman. One of them is Bachman. I don't know which one's Bachman. I think one of them is Bachman.
Yeah, it is.
So like this team's going into D2. That team is going to be Rustin Tway. And Rustin Tway is going to be that team.
So you just you can never really because they can just keep moving shit, right? Like, yeah.
So it makes it like so basically like Rustin Tway is getting promoted, but it's also not getting promoted. But like, click on Finsum. I'm not sure who Finsum is. So I don't know who this person is. Obviously, they have a ghost. So like they have a ghost and they train some guys. But like maybe his team wouldn't be that good in D2. We know what Rustin's team is going to be in D2, right? Like Bachman's team is going to be Rustin. So we know where that is. Like these other teams, I don't know what Horrell is. I don't know what Bills Up is. I don't know what they're going to be. So like if Finsum goes down to my D2, I know I'm getting or Furtwanor. If they go down to D2, I know I'm just getting Bachman's Rustin team.
This is why you need randomization.
Yeah, exactly. You need randomization. So like it just sort of depends on like who goes, because these teams, I don't know what players are going to be on these teams. What I do know is that they are not going to be ghosts in D2.
Right.
And also like D3, like go to D3. I don't know what's coming up. I have no idea what's coming up from D3.
What would it be? Which league?
I mean, any of them. You can just look at any.
Oh, right.
Like what is the Malice team?
Yeah, a couple of legendaries.
I can at least compete with that for a season, but like eventually they're gonna have their legendaries will be good. But like so like this team I can compete with. So like this team isn't, but like that team is better than like Bronborg.
You're better than this.
I wouldn't say I'm better than I would say I'm comparable.
Okay.
I would say I'm comparable. Like I have an 81, I have a 79, I have mid 70s. I would say my team's probably comparable to that team.
Okay.
But like, yes,
strength coming up.
This team's coming up. But like again, like is this team coming up and like gonna actually run a D2 team, or are they gonna ghost back down? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that like I can see the the fun in that mental gymnastics of guessing games and whatever, but I just think randomness would be so much more fun.
Oh
man.
yeah,
like,
because if you randomize it, like there might be a group of death for a season, but like there might be a league that is like, oh, this isn't that bad. Right. And they should do the randomization, by the way, after people set their lineups.
Got you.
Like after people have moved their players around from league to league.
Yeah. Locks in.
Yeah, like when shit locks, that's when you do it. I mean, I guess they can't do it because people would just like leave all their players unregistered and like you wouldn't be able to bring in as many. But
yes, but
I just like I don't know. It just
like I mean, the game should incentivize you to keep the best players at the higher leagues, effectively, right?
It would be ideal if that could happen. Because I mean, like like RD2, like we just talked about, Rustin Tway is getting relegated, or is getting promoted, and they're getting replaced with Rustin Tway. Whereas, like in D1, a ghost team is getting replaced by a ghost team.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that is where we're at because like that's just how it's going to happen. So, so realistically, what I need from a relegation standpoint, or like what I need from like a competitive standpoint, is I need a couple more seasons probably, and then I also need like the right teams to end up in my D2 league. Like I need Bachman's team probably not to be in my D2 league. I need him to be in the other one. Shit like that.
Yeah, everything's got to fall perfectly. Basically, you need like a not a miracle, but you definitely need a lot of luck on your side.
Yeah, like in D3, like there's probably 8 teams coming up. Maybe 2 of them are not that good or would ghost back down. I need them in my league, and then I need like of the D1 teams that are getting relegated. I need not get Bachman's team. I need to get one of the other teams that's worse than Bachman's team, type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but no, we're going to be on next week, Harry, with like assuming that I guess we need to wait and see like what the off season is going to be to see when we do our off season show.
Yeah, we'll do one off season show. We'll probably get if Laird wants to come on for that because he might be getting promoted. So we need to maybe do a makeover of his team for fun. D7. So we might do that in one of the off season shows. But depending on how long we have. In between seasons, like you mentioned, you said it could be 2 weeks this time.
Well, we have no idea, realistically. listed.
Okay,
We'll find out tomorrow, I'm sure.
Got you.
I think we
George
usually find out tomorrow or today. Like I feel like sometimes
George might tell us now if we're lucky.
George, how's it going? Yeah, we have. I think. Yeah, George. What is the plan for season 8? Do you want to break the news here on the show?
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think typical cadence has been like 1 week off, but tomorrow we gotta wait. Unfortunately, I think actually what George is saying is it's starting tomorrow, Harry. That's what you're interpreting, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, but George is realistically he's saying it is starting tomorrow.
No, I'm excited for it. So then, yeah, next Monday. So it depends how many Mondays we have in between.
Correct.
Yeah, the next next season. But
yeah,
if it's 2 Mondays, then we'll probably push it back to the Monday that's just before the league, if that makes sense. If
here's
not, then we'll do it next Monday.
You're an American now, and we have a holiday next Monday. We have
my wife is off.
Okay, George teasing a surprise. Interesting.
Now you've got our attention.
I wonder what that surprise could be.
Yeah, what could that be?
Funny enough is like selfishly, I have like a trip that I have to go on in the beginning of June. I'm hoping for like a 2-week window where it doesn't have to start to laugh right back.
What could that be? We have a surprise.
Hopefully it is that I am gonna just get all the prize money.
That would be fun.
I would like that.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good surprise to me. It's just like Sower's golden goal, right? Just give it all to me.
Yeah, you did scoop that up, didn't you? You did scoop that up.
Like you just do that. Like just give all the prize money to me instead of anyone else.
A few weeks ago, off topic before we go, I remember I noticed on Sower you swapped like a classic Musiala into an in-season, then back to a classic forward one, didn't you? I saw you did that.
I did do that. Yes, I did actually do that. Look at you.
Then you listed the final one.
No, I wanted the forward.
I know, but you listed him.
No, I didn't.
I saw him up for 1 ETH.
I never listed him. He was listed before I got him. I will bet you I did not list him.
I thought I saw him listed, but maybe my eyes deceived me.
Your eyes definitely deceived you. I did not do anything.
I did see you do that then, randomly because I don't know how I saw it, but
I did do that. I was actually really excited. I won Jeppy Zverskov from San Diego.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
which I was like really excited because I won Chucky like a week ago.
Wow,
2 weeks ago, and I bought McVay off of like instant buy because he was really cheap, and then I overpaid my face off today for Patty McNair. So that, and then I'm gonna try to overpay for Dryer so that I effectively have like a full San Diego stack.
They have like insane fixtures, don't they, coming up?
Well, I put in $3,500 for in-season super rare in MLS, and I've already returned like 10K. So I'm okay splurging a little bit for like the guys that I want to enjoy watching the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, you won the thing, didn't
you? I enjoyed a lot. You probably do too, because my kid goes to bed at like 7 p.m. and he goes to sleep, and then I can just sit there and watch soccer all night.
Right.
And it's awesome. Just lay in bed, watch whatever game. So, anyways, and then San Diego plays at 10:30. So, like, there's never a time when I'm still awake. So I can just watch San Diego, and it's just really nice.
In peace.
Anyways, like I said, I had a really good return. So I'm like, whatever. I'll overpay a little bit on this shit because I've already paid off everything 3x. So like, I'll just turn that into everything 2x and then run it the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll return for you.
Yeah, hopefully, knock on wood.
No, for sure. Right, well, we'll be back in one of the next Mondays, probably next Monday, for episode 5. But it'll be, season 8 prep. Hopefully, we'll get Mr. Andrew Laird on, and yeah, should be a fun time. Right, we'll catch you in a week or so.